Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. While the rest of the country is eyeing the courts, the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, to find out the authentic winner of the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria. Some of our countrymen are fixated on who emerges as leaders in the National Assembly, the 10th National Assembly. And somebody drew my attention to an interview a former commissioner of information in Edo State and a member of the Tinubu campaign council, Kashim Afebua, he granted to the TVC television over the zone that should produce the Senate president. So because of that, I now call some opinion leaders in the Southeast to find out what is their opinion, their views. And their views, what they told me is what this video is all about. And it will also, in fact, it clarifies some of the issues that this Kasim Afebua was talking about. Because Kasim Afebua, he has faulted the argument that the Southeast should produce the Senate president. So some people in the Southeast, perhaps those in APC, wanted the Senate presidency to be zoned to the Southeast region. Okay, and Kasim Afebua is not buying into it. And the reason he gave on a TVC, which of course many of us should know by now, TVC is owned by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said that Bola Ahmed Tinubu got less than 10% of the vote cast in the Southeast, and that he didn't get 25% in all of the states in the region. So according to him, Aswad had to contend to secure 25% in the remaining 31 states in the federation, since the Southeast didn't vote for him. He argued further that, judging by the fact that the APC had 2 governors in the Southeast, it is expected that they should have gotten more votes from the region. And he stated categorically that the Southeast is entitled to contest, but they are not entitled to seek for the ticket to be zoned to them. And this is what he said. You can also look out for the video so you can watch it. He said the Southeast didn't contribute anything to Asiwaju in the last election. The entire votes of Asiwaju in 5 Southeast states was 197,000. That is less than 10%. I couldn't even imagine that Asiwaju could get up to 100,000 votes in the Southeast. He got, according to his own tabulation, so he got 197,000 votes. He said he didn't score 25% in any of the states. And so automatically in 5 states out of the 36 states of the Federation, he is left with 31 to contend with in scoring 25% to become the president. If you have 2 states governors in a region. That tells you the dimension of conspiracy that took place in the presidential election. So yeah, I think he's accusing them, APC governors in Southeast, of conspiracy. He said that they might be entitled to contest and all of that, but I'm saying that morality should define their intervention. Can you imagine a party like APC that has alleged drug-indicted person, and with all the corruption that allegedly trails this same presidential candidate, they have the temerity to talk about morality. He said, knowing fully well that the Southeast has occupied that position 5 different times in 8 years. Of course, he had a point. The Southeast have occupied Senate presidency for 8 years. Southeast at the time, because of the interference in the leadership process in National Assembly, Southeast produced 5 Senate presidents, almost from all the states of the Southeast. Yes, almost all the states produce Senate president within the period. Perhaps only, and even Anambra produced a Senate president that time, because you have Okadibo, you have Enweren, you have that's a Mwabara from Abia State. You had Namani from Enugu State. You had Namani from Enugu State. Then you have an Pius from Ebonyi State. Virtually all the Southeast State touched that position. And it was a sad commentary at the time. The rate at which Southeast was churning out Senate presidents. So virtually when I talk to people from the Southeast, they don't give a damn about the position of the Senate president or any of the leadership positions in the National Assembly. As far as they are concerned, those positions don't matter. As far as they are concerned, that's why you have not seen Ohaneze talk about it. But you can. There are some renegades or Ohaneze, there are some certain people, they carry the names of Ohaneze and issue statements. And these people were not real Ohaneze. They are the people that you see them talk about the Igbo marginalization and all that because of this senior leadership. Absolutely nothing like that. The leaders in the South that I spoke with was emphatic that what they are hoping for is for the Supreme Court, the Appeal Court to do the needful and nullify the Bola Tinubu's declaration and announce Peter Obi as the winner of that election or something to that effect. And they have no regret at all. I sample the opinion of leaders in the Southeast. They have no regret at all for not voting as Bola Tinubu. Because right now, because of this National Assembly leadership tussle, people are looking at it, if Southeast had voted for Asiwaju, maybe they would have been considered for Senate presidency as a kind of entitlement for what Kazim Afewa is making reference to, that their voting pattern, that they didn't vote for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. I was surprised to hear that Asiwaju got up to 197,000 votes. Okay? That he got up to that level. Because one, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has no reason being in the race in the first place. Because if you are talking about fairness, justice, and equity, and you say that the power should shift to the South because of that ground, and when it shifts to the South, the only zone in the South that deserves it most was the Southeast. before the election. Southeast. So Asiwaju has no moral right to talk about morality or talk about fairness, justice, and equity, because he violated it by entering the race. Southwest has produced Obasanjo for 8 years. Southwest has produced Osibanjo for 8 years. That's combined 16 years. So common sense, morality, fairness, justice, and equity demands that the Southeast, that have never produced anything of that nature since 1999, should get the vote and the support. But Asiwaju Bola Tinubu deliberately entered the race, believing that with Muslim support in the north and then ethnic support in the southwest, that he could be able to pull it off and stop Southeast from getting the presidency. Of course, he was able to outmaneuver Southeast chieftains in the APC, who lost out in the presidential ticket of the APC. But his sentiment of using religion and ethnicity worked for him, in the sense that he was able to mobilize religious support from among Muslims in the north, and then ethnic support from the southwest. But it wasn't sufficient enough. It remains to be seen how that was sufficient enough for him to become president. That is why his presidency is being challenged. Because it's easy for people to talk now that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu got 25%. You see Kashima Febua talking about that Tinubu got 25% in other states, except in the southwest, except in the southeast. But many of the so-called 25% he got are questionable, like the one he got in Rivers State, where he was declared a winner, like the one he got in Akwa Ibom, like the one he got in Bayelsa. Most of the 25% that he has ever gotten outside the southwest, northeast, and northwest, they are very questionable. And those are the issues. I don't want to dabble much into it, but those are the issues that will be sorted out by the courts to find out how he managed to win. And that's why all of us are fixated in what is coming out from the petition tribunal. So the Southeast felt that it is their turn, and rightly so. All the socio-cultural organizations in Nigeria, except the Arewa Consultative Forum, agreed that it was the turn of the Southeast to produce the president. The Arewa Consultative Forum did not make, and the Northern Elders Forum, they did not endorse anybody. But Northern Elders Forum, their body language was with Atiku. But Tinubu himself was aware that Southeast was angry with him because his zone has produced the president and vice president 16 years. That was why even during the primaries of APC, he never bothered to go and campaign in the Southeast to seek their delegates' votes. Former secretary to the federal government, I remember from Adamawa State, he did say that because he was among the campaigners for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu at the time, that Asiwaju brushed off the idea of going to Southeast to seek for votes. So why are people trying to make it seem strange that Southeast rejected Asiwaju Bola Tinubu? And they rejected him, and they are not regretting it, from what I told you now. They are not regretting it at all, because what they did was the right thing to do. They cannot reinforce injustice by supporting Asiwaju Bola Tinubu to take presidency after 16 years of presidency being in Southwest. It doesn't make sense. It is something that even those who are governors of APC in Southeast cannot defend before God. If you are talking about fairness, justice, and equity, to support Asiwaju. So I'm even surprised that he got up to 197,000 votes. He ought not to have gotten that amount from the Southeast. That is the truth. If we're talking about fairness, justice, and equity. Now, this issue of who becomes the Senate president, who becomes deputy Senate president, or whatever, is what threw up this issue of the number of votes from Southeast. And when I talked to Southeast leaders, they told me, so forget about that. Even if so-called marginalization of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, even if it has to take place, they survived Muhammad Buhari. They will also survive Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, even if you want to marginalize. But actually, what will he marginalize? The constitution is clear. He must appoint ministers from the Southeast. You might say, okay, and that depends on what the Supreme Court will say. So everything, why many people in Southeast that I spoke with were not even bothered. They said they are waiting for the Supreme Court. It is when the Supreme Court has finished its determination on the outcome of the election, then they can then begin to look into some of these issues about marginalization, no marginalization. Many of them are more concerned about getting justice from the court, getting justice from the Supreme Court, getting justice from the appeal court for Peter Obi. That's basically their concern right now. So their concern is not about who becomes the Senate president. It is people like Ojos or Carlo who are running from pillar to post. And as there one particular elder in Southeast told me, look, they don't even care much about any of these things for now. He said even if they like, since Tinubu is Muslim, his vice is Muslim, they can even make Senate president, deputy Senate president, speaker, deputy speaker, all Muslims. That is, maybe that's what the country did. It doesn't bother them. But what they are looking for is that there should be justice. They are looking for justice through their courts. That the courts should give them justice, because they believe strongly that Peter Obi of the Labour Party won the election. So that is of much more important to them. And they are not regretting the rejection of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu in the Southeast. And to me now, it's not a rejection, because if Asiwaju could get up to 197,000 votes, at least he has some people who believe that he should be president. And that's surprising, because I had expected that 100% of Southeasterners should back the presidency to come from the Southeast. The same way Afenifere, the same way Middle Belt Forum, the same way all the Pandef and all the rest rightly pointed out that the next president of Nigeria should come from the Southeast. So let's make no mistake about it. With all the noises about where the Senate president will come from, where the speaker will come from and all that, my own investigation, talking to Southeast leaders, is that they don't give a damn. That what they are looking for is for justice, fairness, and equity. And that they are hoping, and they strongly believe that Peter Obi won the election, that the Supreme Court will do the needful and restore his mandate. But even if if the Supreme Court failed to do that, I think many of them are not are not uh, are not bothered about Aswad Bola Tinubu becoming another Buhari. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.